Welcome back everybody, Matt the Matt here. Hope you're doing well. So we had a new Netflix movie come out this past weekend called Carry On. Carry On, Carry On. Actually, when I first heard the title of this movie, I thought about that one song that was played back in like the 2010s. Forget the band. But that was my first thought. And I thought, oh, and then for some reason, then it dawned on me, oh yeah, a carry-on, like when you go to the airport and you carry on luggage. I'm telling you, people, when I was younger, I was blonde. And it shows sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Oh yeah, a carry-on. I was looking forward to this movie. It looked like a good movie based on the trailer. You got Jason Bateman in here. Can't go wrong with him. You got Taron Edgerton. Is also another actor that hasn't really become a big star for some reason. Between the Kingsman movies, between playing Elton John in Rocket Man. Then you had that other movie, Eddie the Eagle, with Hugh Jackman. And I'm like, man, this guy for some reason hasn't, shot up there in Hollywood yet. I don't know why. And then you also got the director, Jacome Colette Sarah. I think that's how you say it. I hope. If not, I'm sorry. He did a number of those Liam Neeson action movies in the 2010s. He actually made some of the best Liam Neeson action movies, from Unknown to Run All Night to Non-Stop, The Commuter, and then he also did other movies outside of Liam Neeson, like one of my favorite shark movies of the past decade, The Shallows, with Blake Lively. And recently he did Jungle Cruise and Black Adam. I actually didn't mind Jungle Cruise. I thought it was a fun adventure movie. Black Adam, but for the most part, between the Liam Neeson action movies and The Shallows, I'm like, hey, he is a pretty good action director. Now, of course, none of his movies are like Oscar-worthy movies, but they are fun action movies. And that's what I was looking forward to with this. It was like a new generation's Die Hard. It's Christmas time, it's in the airport, you got some kind of terrorist dude, talking to someone who's working at the airport. It has that Die Hard 2 at the airport during Christmas time deal. I actually really enjoyed this movie. It's only about an hour and 48 minutes, so not that long. Jason Bateman playing a villain. We don't normally see Jason Bateman as an antagonist in his career. A lot of the 2010s, he did a lot of comedies. He was known for Office Christmas Party, The Change Up, Horrible Bosses, And then even before that, he was in a lot of supporting roles, like Hancock with Will Smith. And then, of course, in the late 2010s, he got Ozark on Netflix and really started to show his more serious side. And here he does a really good job. I believed him the whole movie. He just also has that voice. It's not like that deep voice like a James Earl Jones, but he has a certain voice that he can be calm, a calming voice, but it can still be threatening at the same time. And I thought he did really well here. Taron Egerton as our main protagonist. He works for the airport, the TSA guy, who checks the bags through security. And I also really like Taron Egerton in here. He really beefed up for the role. I don't know if that was for another role, but he was jacked up in this movie. especially in the shoulders. Also, this guy is like the new Tom Cruise. He does more running in this film than Tom Cruise does in a Mission Impossible movie. I mean, dude, I'm like, dude, I want to see you and Tom Cruise run a race. You know, I think that would be like a highlight. But anyway, he's good, you know, he plays the more serious, more, you know, frightened at times, heroic at times, scared at times. Character, he's also with his girlfriend who's pregnant. She also works for the airport. Then we also have a little bit of that Die Hard 1 where Holly Gennaro is at her office Christmas party and, you know, he's trying not to let, you know, Hans Gruber know that, oh, my wife is here. Or separated wife, John McClane. So, I mean, you never get a lot of that Die Hard feel in this movie, which is not a bad thing. I like that this is very suspenseful. There's a lot of scenes that are on the edge of your seat. I like that a lot. Also a thriller. Especially in the airport, you know, ever since 9/11, people are always skeptical about the airport. I wonder why. And this brought that feel of suspense, edge of your seat, thriller, and I liked it. So, cat and mouse in the second act, trying to figure out who the guy is in the earpiece is, then trying to stop whatever the terrorist is trying to do. So, well-paced, well-acted movie. I think you get that Christmas vibe. It's set on Christmas Eve. You get a lot of Christmas music. You get a lot of Christmas, you know, set design and all that. So it works. This is like your new Die Hard for people. Negatives. There's a highway car fight where Daniel Detweiler and Logan Marshall Green are in the car and they get into this smack. And while the car's on the highway driving, and this is so CGI and so green screen, like the background, it just didn't do it for me. When the rest of the movie felt like a real movie, you know, on location in an airport and all that. And then you have this whole CGI green screen sequence that probably wasn't even needed to begin with. The girlfriend of Taron Edgerton, or wife, I don't know if they ever say if she's just a girl. I thought she needed more to do than just be the girlfriend. Sophie Carson was in that other Netflix movie, The Purple Heart. I think that came out like 2022, 2023. And yeah, I thought she needed a little bit more character development, maybe her own subplot, if you will. And the next thing, this isn't really a negative, but it's just, this really is a DreamWorks movie. In fact, when the movie begins, the DreamWorks logo comes up in the, you know, the studio thing, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. Normally it would be the Netflix logo, but it was DreamWorks. And I realized, I wonder if this movie was supposed to go to the theater, and then it was at like some film festival, and Netflix bought it and put it on their streaming service. Because this is a DreamWorks movie, not a Netflix movie. And like I said, it feels like a real movie, not on some Netflix lot with a lot of glossy cinematography. And then I said to myself, we are in, because of the pandemic, the whole movie industry has changed. This would have been a perfect movie in the movie theater, with a packed audience, cheering, laughing, on the edge of their seat at moments, Christmas movie, you know what I mean, like Violent Night a couple of years ago, or Die Hard back in the 80s. And you know, like I said, it was shot like an actual film. And and I say that because 20 years ago, this movie would have been in the theater. Maybe probably even 5 years ago, before the pandemic. I mean, you had Jason Bateman, who's a well-known actor. You have Taron Edgerton, who's rolling in movies in the theater, not on streaming. And the director, all his work, all his movies have been theatrical movies, not streaming movies. So, I mean, and I say that because while I was watching this movie, you have a villain, you have supporting characters throughout that some of them are antagonists, some of them trying to help our protagonist, that sort of thing. And it reminded me of two movies that came out in 2005. In 2005, we had Red Eye with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. And then about a month after that movie, we had the movie Flight Plan with Jodie Foster and Peter Sarsgaard. Now, I bring those movies up for two reasons. One, they both deal with airports and planes. Both deal with some sort of type of terrorist trying to, do something. Both of them deal with one character that they're talking to. In Red Eye, you have Cillian Murphy, threatening Rachel McAdams on the airplane. In Flight Plan, you had Peter Sarsgaard threatening Jodie Foster. And I'm like, oh my God. If Carry On came out in 2005, it would have been in the movie theater, like these other two movies. And if Red Eye and Flight Plan came out now, 20 years later, they would have gone straight to streaming. Just like this movie, Carry On. That's how the movie industry has completely changed because of the pandemic. I still really enjoyed this movie. I would even easily give it a 4.3 out of 5. It was fun. It was intense. I like Jason Bateman and Taron Egerton. And it's a good Christmas movie. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be watching this in the next week and a half leading up to Christmas. And even on Christmas when they have family over. Hey, we don't want to watch any more football. Okay, let's put on that Christmas movie that everyone's talking about. Carry On. Carry on, carry on. So let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, Matt the Matt, subscribe to the channel, or carry on, carry on.